Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, today we'll start our topic which is related to accounting for marketable securities. As we have discussed different aspects of bank reconciliation and how you will reconcile balances in the bank reconciliation statement in order to have your cash amount corrected. Now another issue is about marketable securities, because marketable securities is an asset which and it's almost the only asset which is recorded on its market value, as it is departure from cost principle. And from time to time the values of these marketable securities increase or decrease. So we have to make a time to time adjustment of these marketable securities. We have to purchase the security from time to time, and so on. There are many other issues which are related to marketable securities. असल में देखिए, मार्केटेबल सिक्योरिटीज़ जो है ना, ये वो सिक्योरिटीज़ होती हैं जो आपने इसलिए परचेज़ की होती है क्योंकि आपके पास एक्सेस कैश पड़ा हुआ है, और जब भी आपको कैश की ज़रूरत हो तो आप इनको फ़ौरन सेल करके तो आप जो इसको यूज़ कर लें। या कभी कभार कोई मार्केटेबल सिक्योरिटीज़ आपने इसलिए भी रखी होती हैं कि अगर उसकी अच्छी प्राइस मिलेगी तो आप उसको सोल्ड कर देंगे, या कोई मार्केट सिक्योरिटी आपने मेच्योरिटी पीरियड तक के लिए रखी हुई होती है, उसकी अपनी मेच्योरिटी जितनी होती है। तो मार्केटेबल सिक्योरिटीज़ परचेज़ करने के मुख्तलिफ वो हैं ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं, लेकिन आप उनकी अकाउंटिंग ट्रीटमेंट किस तरह करते हैं वो हम इस टॉपिक में देखेंगे। Not short-term investment, which is another name of marketable securities, and these are the current asset which are most liquid next to cash, like they are also called as near cash assets. So in these are the investment which company plans to keep for 1 year or less than 1 year period. And basically there are three types of marketable securities. Number one is held to maturity securities, and these are actually loans which are being extended for a shorter time period. And obviously the person who is, or the company who are taking these loan, they'll pay you back within 1 year or less than that. Or there are trading investment. These are stocks and bonds of publicly traded companies, and these are those stocks which are highly liquid, which are highly marketable, and these are obviously higher than investment grade bonds and stocks, because you have kept them for purpose of trading. Like whatever you got a good price for these stocks or bond, you will sell them, and because you are trading them continuously, you are purchasing and selling these bonds and generating profit from that. Then third one is available for sale investment. These are the available for sale investments are those investments which you have actually kept because you want to sell them. So these are readily sellable investments. So or all these securities are debt or equity securities that is purchased with an intent of selling before it reaches maturity, or sell prior to a lengthy time period in the event the security does not have a maturity. And obviously these held to maturity and available for sale security are also sometimes in a form of long-term investments. Then main purpose of these trading investments are that you want you have an extra amount or idle cash present in your account, and you don't want to put your cash idle. You want your cash to generate some money from that. So what you will do is you will buy those securities which are now available at a low price, and they have a potential in the future, that you are thinking that they'll be sold in the future at a higher prices. So what you will do is you will buy those securities at a lower price and sell them at a higher price. And these are mostly the bonds and stocks of different publicly traded corporations which are available in the market. So you will trade these securities and generate profit from their sale and purchase. Then held to maturity investments are typically notes receivable. These are notes receivable which a different business organization lends to its partner businesses or many other people or businesses which they think are in need of that cash. And obviously you have extended these cash based upon some interest in return, and these type of investments are being held for a full time period, and they can be paid back after their maturity date. And the main important perspective of this type of investment is that they will help you to return certain amount of revenue in a form of interest for the investor. मतलब ये हेल्ड टू मेच्योरिटी जो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हैं ये एक्चुअली वो पैसे हैं जो एक बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन दूसरी बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को उधार के तौर पे देती है और उनसे जो है वो थोड़ा सा रिटर्न या इंटरेस्ट जो है वो लेती है. ये एक्चुअली ये वाली इन्वेस्टमेंट वो होती हैं जो आपकी फुल टाइम पीरियड, जितने टाइम पीरियड के लिए आपने उसको एक्सटेंड किया हुआ है, लेकिन ये होना चाहिए कि 1 साल या 1 साल से कम होना चाहिए, उस पीरियड में ये आपको जो है वो मेच्योर हो जाती हैं. तो उसमें फिर वो पूरे पीरियड के लिए पैसे अपने पास रखते हैं और आपको वापस करते हैं, जिसमें वो पैसा एक्चुअल भी होता है और उसके साथ वो आपको इंटरेस्ट रेवेन्यू भी देते हैं, जिसमें वो आपको उस पर कॉस्ट ऑफ यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ दैट मनी जो है वो देते हैं. Now, the main important thing is that how you report these short-term investment on balance sheet and income statement. Like as you know that in balance sheet, these short-term investment marketable securities are placed in current assets after cash, and the trading investment are mostly reported at their current market value. But in income statement, interest and dividend revenue reported under other revenues. Like these are the revenues which are being generated not from operation, but these are generated from the trading of these securities, or a dividend which is being given to you due to holding of certain type of stocks. So these are the interest and dividend which you have earned from these marketable securities are written under other revenues, but gains and losses reported under other revenues as well, because it includes unrealized gains and loss. Unrealized gain and loss is the type of gain or loss which you have generated but not realized. Like when you have purchased those securities at a lower price, and now the prices of those securities or bonds and whatever investment you have held has increased, but you haven't availed that opportunity, you didn't sold that bonds or stocks. So in that case you can report these gains and losses, but these gains and losses are realized as unrealized gain and loss, and they are also reported and other revenues in your income statement. Now it's very important that you should make adjustment at the year end, because from time to time the value of these marketable securities decrease in the market, so you have to make changes in your unrealized gain or losses. So these gain and losses are adjusted at the end of the period, and it depends that when you are closing and how much frequency of your, how much is the frequency of your adjustment, whether you are making your adjustment after every month, or making quarterly, or biannually, or annually. So adjustment at the end of the period, what you'll do is unrealized gain and losses, that is increased trading investment balance, so it would be debited, and unrealized gain and losses, it will decrease trading investment balance, so you will credit that amount. Now in case of sale of the security, because at that time you are realizing your gain and losses, what you will do is you will compare sale price to ending balance, which includes all previous adjustment to market value. So if the sale price is greater than ending balance, you will you have generated a profit, or you have gained from those that sale. But if the sale price is lesser than ending balance, so you have incurred losses. सो यू हैव टू मेक एडजस्टमेंट. लेकिन जैसे देखें इसमें दो तरह के आपके पास प्रॉफिट होते हैं. एक प्रॉफिट आपका ये होता है जिसको हम अनरियलाइज कहते हैं. अनरियलाइज प्रॉफिट जो होता है वो ये होता है कि आपके पास एक सिक्योरिटी मौजूद है उसकी प्राइस जो है वो आपने जो जिस प्राइस पे उसको परचेज किया था उससे वो इंक्रीज कर गई है, लेकिन आपने उसको अभी तक सेल नहीं किया, इसका मतलब है आपने उसको रियलाइज नहीं किया उस प्रॉफिट को, तो वो प्रॉफिट आपका रिकॉर्ड तो होगा लेकिन उसको हम अनरियलाइज्ड गेन या अगर लॉस हुआ तो अनरियलाइज लॉस करेंगे। लेकिन जब आप एक्चुअली सेल प्राइस करते हो या एक्चुअली सेल करते हो तो उसमें फिर आपने सेल प्राइस के साथ एंडिंग बैलेंस को कंपेयर करना होता है कि जी अगर तो आपका एंडिंग बैलेंस जो है वो अगर सेल प्राइस से कम है तो दैट मीन्स आपने गेन किया, और अगर वो ज़्यादा है तो फिर उसमें आपने लॉसेस किए हैं। तो इसको फिर एक्चुअली आप गेन्स एंड लॉसेस या रियलाइज गेन एंड लॉसेस कंसिडर करते हो और फिर इसकी प्रॉपर तरीके से एंट्री करते हो। लेकिन जो अनरियलाइज गेन होता है उसको आपने जो है ना वो अदर रेवेन्यूज में रिकॉर्ड करना है। Now, accounting for traded investment, trading investment then can be traded like stocks and bonds. So, what entries or different entries you will do when you have this type of transaction? Like Oracle Corporation purchases Ford Motor company stock on May 18th, paying $1 lakh with the intention of selling the stock within a few months. So its entry would be just like increasing your assets, because short-term investment in as an asset. So on May 18th, short-term investment would be debited with 1 lakh and cash would be credited because you have purchased these investment on cash. So purchased investment would be your explanation of this transaction. लाइक इसमें अब जब हम देखते हैं ना कि आपने वो इन्वेस्टमेंट या वो शॉर्ट टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट जो आपने इसलिए ली है कि जो अभी अच्छी प्राइस मिलेगी आप उसको सेल कर देंगे, तो उसकी जो मतलब पहली एंट्री है वो उसकी परचेज़ की होगी कि आपने उसका, अगर यहाँ पे एग्जांपल देखें तो इन्होंने शेयर्स परचेज़ किए हैं फोर्ड मोटर्स के 1 लाख में, $1 में, तो उसमें कैश इन्होंने पे किया, तो उसकी बिल्कुल ट्रांजैक्शन वैसी होगी जिसकी आप एसेट इंक्रीज होने की, एसेट परचेज होने की आप उसकी ट्रांजैक्शन करते हैं। Now, how you will recognize unrealized gain or losses? Like Oracle fiscal year ends on May 31st, and the investment in Ford has current market value of 1,02,000 on this date. As you have purchased these investment on 1 lakh, but on in the market they are trading at 1,02,000. So this shows that you have 2,000 unrealized gain. So in this case, what you will do is you will increase the value of your short-term investment, and you will also increase unrealized gain or loss on investment. So your transaction or your journal entry would be short-term investment 2,000 and unrealized gain on investment 2,000. This would actually be the adjusted investment to market value, as this is actually the adjusting entry which is being done at the end of the period in order to adjust the amount of unrealized gain or losses, and also to increase or decrease the value of your short-term investment based upon their market value. Now, how this investment would appear on the T account? Like if you see that this is the T account of short-term investment, and their cost was a 1 lakh. After the adjustment of mark-to-market adjusting entry, adjustment to market value would be 2,000, and this 2,000 is being added. Now the current balance of short-term investment is 1 lakh 2,000. But what happened if at the next reporting period, if we sell Ford stock for 1 lakh 5,000, and what's the entry? And what if we sell the stock for 95,000? What's the entry? Because if you look into this, 1 lakh is the actual value of your cost of your securities, and you have sold this on 1 lakh 5,000, or its market value is 5,000, and on the other case it's 95,000, so that shows the 5,000 loss. So what would be the entries for this type of transaction? So we looked at that entries in the next. So in this realized gain or losses, because realized gain and losses appear when you actually sell or sell your securities. So first of all, when you see the realized gain. So realized gain is the case in which sale price is greater than your investment balance. So in this case, the cash is you have receive is 1,05,000, because you have sold those investment on 1,05,000, and the actual value of these short-term investment was 1 lakh, and the gain on sale of investment is 5,000. So you can write in explanation that you have sold these investment at gain. In the second transaction, in which you have to realize the loss, and this is the situation when your sale price is lesser than your investment price. So in this case, you will see that you have received 95,000 cash, and the value of your short-term investment is 1 lakh. So 5,000 is the loss on sale of these investment, and in explanation you will write sold at a loss. So these would be your journal entries when you are recording realized gain और losses on these short term investment. लाइक देखें, इसके बीच में देखें हम एक्चुअल लॉसेस और एक्चुअल प्रॉफिट्स की बात करें, हम ये देख रहे हैं कि आपने जो सिक्योरिटीज़ बॉन्ड्स या स्टॉक्स की शक्ल में आपने ली हुई हैं, तो उनको अगर आप एक्चुअली सेल कर देते हो, और उस पर एक केस है जब आप उसको प्रॉफिट पे सेल कर रहे हो, एक केस है जब आप उसको लॉस पे सेल कर रहे हो। अब फर्स्ट केस जो है वो प्रॉफिट का है कि आपके पास 1 लाख की जो शॉर्ट टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो पड़ी हुई है, जो आपने 1,05,000 की बेची है, तो ऑब्वियसली 5,000 का आपका प्रॉफिट है। सो कैश आपके पास 1,05,000 आया है, शॉर्ट टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट जो आपसे चली गई है वो 1 लाख है, और जो आपका गेन हुआ है वो 5,000 है। सो हम यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेनेशन में लिखेंगे कि हमने इन सिक्योरिटीज़ को गेन पे जो है वो सेल कर दिया। सेकेंड केस में आपने जो सिक्योरिटीज़ हैं वो आपने 5,000 लॉस के ऊपर बेची है। सो इस केस में आपने 95,000 जो है वो आपने कैश रिसीव किया है, 5,000 जो है वो आपका लॉस है, इसलिए डेबिट हो जाएगा, और शॉर्ट टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट जो आपसे गई है वो 1 लाख है। और यहाँ पर आप एक्सप्लेनेशन लिखेंगे कि यू हैव सोल्ड the securities at a loss. So these are different journal entries which you will do when you actually sell your securities. Now another issue is that how you will record the cash dividends or interest which you receive from these type of marketable securities. So this is another transaction in which you can see that Oracle company has received a cash dividend from Ford shares which they have hold for a period. So on May 27 cash was received for 4,000, and it is debited, and dividend revenue is 4,000. So you can write an explanation that you have received um, uh, cash dividend from Ford. Now how you report these marketable securities on the balance sheet and the income statement. Like if you see in the balance sheet, in the current asset portion, you can place your marketable securities or short-term investment at their market value. On the other hand, if you look into the revenues income statement section, these in income statement section you will write these under other revenue gains and losses. You can also write interest revenue, dividend revenue, and unrealized gain on investment. On different financial statement you will write these marketable securities, because on it's an asset, so you will have to write the whole amount in the balance sheet, but in the income statement you just have to write the dividend or profit or which you have received from these securities. But it's also important that you should understand that these unrealized gain and losses are not being used on calculation of taxes. You can only have to pay taxes on realized gain or losses. That's why we have written unrealized or realized gain or losses, because unrealized gain or losses are not being realized, so you don't have to pay taxes on that. So for tax consideration you don't have to consider these unrealized gain or losses. The tax would only be paid on those in revenues or dividends or interest revenue or dividend which you have realized. So in this case, the dividend revenue of 4,000 has been received, so taxes are paid on this amount, not the 2,000 of unrealized gain on investment is not been included for tax purposes.